Hi everyone, Chief Moore from Station 15. We're here with the inaugural internal training of how to put on tire chains. Obviously this is very, very important for us to know how to put these on correctly. It's important for us to get to the scene of an emergency in deep snow. John Murray is going to show you the correct way to put on tire chains. It's important for the correct operation to get us to the scene of an emergency quickly. So we hope you like this video. Enjoy.
Good morning. My name is John Murray with the Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District. I am the fire mechanic and fleet manager for the department, and we're here today to install a tire chain in the correct procedure and do an inspection of the chain as well. So for the department, we have 3 sizes of chains that are common. There's multiple vehicles that take the chains. PWAG is the brand that we're using here. Good quality chain. There's several others as well. We use a 2241 for a 1000 tire, a 2247 for an 1100 tire, and a 2251 for a 1200 tire is what we're installing today. The chains will fit other multiple sizes though as well. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to pull the chain out of the bag, which I have already done here. And we want to basically lay the chain out, inspect the chain. So this chain happens to be brand new, so we're condition-wise should be fine. But nonetheless, there could have been, manufacturing flaw or something like that. So what we're going to be looking for is the side links of the chain and the crossbars of the chain. So we want to make sure that there is no wear on the crossbar. As time goes on, these will start to get thin and will either crack or break through. Which could cause some pretty serious damage to the vehicles that we've had in the past. So we've inspected the chain and everything looks fine. I spoke about the part numbers for PWAG. PWAG is very good about putting their part number on the cam. So if there's any question about the cam or the size of the tire chain, we can look at the part number there and go to the PWAG website, and they have all the chains broken out of what this chain will actually fit for a tire size. Okay, so now we've inspected the chain. Everything looks good. So what we're going to do is grab the chain basically centered, like so, and we are going to place the chain onto the tire. We want to have a little bit of slack under the tire. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the vehicle now and pull forward until we get this cross link to end up at the back of the tire. That's going to give us the ability to hook the chain inside and outside and then tighten the chain up. The thing to look for here at this point is that we have the cams outside, because that's going to be what tensions the chain. We have the crossbar attachments to the outside, because this chain actually, you could flip the opposite direction and get these in, and what will happen here is this actually could cut the sidewall of the tire. So that's very critical. So what we've got here now is basically the chain is in place, and it's nice and slow. Right there. So while we're doing this and installing, we want to make sure that all the crossbars are basically nice and even and straight and nothing was crooked. And we've accomplished that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this inner link and see if we can get it to hook. Hook this one, and then we're hooked. Okay, now we'll tighten our cams. We'll go ahead and take the cam tool and turn the cam into the lock position clockwise. And we did, so we got all 3 cams nice and tight. Okay, we're going to take a couple bungee cords for extra protection, like I said. But with as tight as I just got the cams, I really don't need to use these. Hook side out and hook side out. Like so. You want to pay attention on the inside of the tire when you hook it, that you do not have too many extra lengths, as basically you've got a nice piece of chain that's swinging around on the inside and it could actually catch brake components. Okay, Everything looks nice and snug and tight. So now we'll have the driver go ahead and pull forward about 10 feet. Okay, we look good. And the cross links will move a little bit as the truck obviously goes down the road. The main thing now with the vehicle is that we do not exceed 35 miles an hour. And as the chain manufacturer will tell you, the slower you drive the truck with the chain on, the longer the longevity of the chain is increased dramatically. So as we drive this thing 35 miles an hour down the road, it will wear the chain pretty good, especially on bare pavement or blacktop. So with this vehicle and with the structure engine as well, they have an automatic traction control system that is basically designed like ABS in your vehicle to control wheel speeds as you're sliding and slipping on snow and ice. They have the ability to be disabled by a switch on the dashboard for applications where if you were stuck in that scenario, you want to turn the traction control device off so that it gives you the full ability of engine throttle to have power to pull yourself out of that situation. If you have the ATC engaged, the truck will sense wheel speed slip and will basically take throttle away from you where you will not have any power to move the truck. We also have what's called an interlock system on some of our water tenders. And so basically what the interlock system does is, for these vehicles here, we have a single drive axle, but for some of our apparatus, we have tandem drive axles. And so the tandem drive axle will basically function to where we could have wheel slip in the rear axle and wheel slip in the front axle. Both axles are being driven all the time. So with the water tenders, I want to have all four wheels outside duals chained in any snow event. When we're in very slippery conditions or in mud and a steep pull, we want to turn the interlock on. And what the interlock does is it actually takes both drive axles and locks them one-to-one. So when the drive shaft is turning, it's turning both rear axles the same speed, so they can't have a differential slip between the two. As well with some of our tenders, they have an additional switch now, which is a traction lock control. And what that will do is we have the interlock in where both axles are turning one-to-one, and then we have the differential lock in where now we will not have wheel slip side to side. So when we have the traction control and the differential lock in, you effectively have locked all four drives one-to-one. And so that is awesome for you to get out of any kind of scenario where you're stuck, but it is awful and very hard on the drivetrain of the truck if you were on dry pavement or concrete. You'll effectively start to break things because we need to have some kind of wheel slip, if you will, so that things don't bind up and put heavy stress on any of the drive components. The only scenario there where we're locked with both switches in or even the interlock in is if we're in a snow scenario or mud, something where we're going to have wheel slip happening. As soon as we get out of that situation, we unlock the interlock and we unlock the differential as well. So a pretty simple installation. Obviously it pops right back off nice and easy. The main thing is just to make sure everything is square and tight.
Obviously, this is very, very important for us to know how to put these on correctly. It's important for us to get to the scene of an emergency in deep snow. We hope you like this video. We're going to do a lot more in the future, so please give us some feedback.